What is up, guys? I am so sorry for not making a video after the third preseason game against the Falcons, which we won 19-7, which we'll get into in a little bit. But man, guys, I'm so sorry for this late video. I was so busy. I've been busy these past couple of days, and tomorrow's actually the first day of school, so I'm about to go straight to sleep after this video. So basically, also wanted to give a huge shout out to you guys. I finally hit 200 subscribers, man. This is just a milestone that we'll just keep building and keep building. There's going to be 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, then 1,000. I can't thank you guys enough. At first, this YouTube channel was just about creating funny videos, but now I have a passion for talking about sports, specifically Redskins and Wizards and NBA and NFL. So yeah, guys. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you're new, keep watching, keep subscribing, share it to your friends, because the He Got Sports brand is just building right now. So anyway, guys, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons game. I have wrote some notes down. So one unit that we have to shout out is the special teams. They played magnificent. Dustin Hopkins made his field goals, and we recovered 2 muff punts by Atlanta. One was recovered by Robert Davis, and the first one was recovered by Troy Apke, and the second one was recovered by Robert Davis. Robert Davis, he's going to make the team, 99.9% sure. So, D-Hop played better. He didn't miss any field goals. Punting was good. We didn't give up a field goal. We didn't give up a punt return for touchdown or a kick return for a touchdown. So, that's great. So, some other notes. Another thing is the injury bug came back to us a little bit. Jordan Reed did get hurt. It was off a slant where Jordan caught the ball, and I think the Falcons defender, Keanu Neal, who was coming back from a season-ending injury last year, had hit him in the head. It was a dirty hit, dirty hit. And basically, Reed's helmet flew off, and he got up, and he still caught the ball. Then after the game, and right now, currently, he's in the concussion protocol, which is something we didn't know. And another big thing is that we just saw yesterday that Andrew Luck retired, the Colts quarterback, which is something we should talk about. The guy was an amazing quarterback. I loved his game. I really wish if the Colts took RG3, I wanted him. At first, I wanted him and then RG3, but since he was taken before RG3, we got RG3. So yeah, man, that guy had a great career. I can't believe the Indianapolis Colts fans booed him. It's crazy, man. Like, that guy gave you everything. His heart. Literally, the Colts offensive line was terrible the past couple of years. Besides last year, they've been terrible. I mean, no wonder this guy was injury prone. He didn't have any time. It was always pressure. The guy, he's a student of the game. Humble. I remember I watched a video mic'd up where he would compliment defenders hitting him. Like, what kind of quarterback does that? And he was retiring at age 29. So yeah, going back to Jordan Reed, it's his 7th concussion, I think, according to the NFL and the Redskins. So we don't know if he's going to retire. Hopefully he doesn't, because this year we thought Jordan Reed was going to be 2015 Jordan Reed when he was a top 3 tight end in the NFL, and arguably the best tight end in the NFL in 2015, up with Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski, Zach Ertz, and all those other people. So anyway, I just Jordan Reed, man. He got hurt again, concussion protocol. Hopefully he's ready before the Philly game in a couple of weeks. I don't know, man. This guy was our #1 weapon, so it's a big loss. But hopefully he gets out of the concussion protocol and becomes back and better than ever. Another big thing. So we talked about how Robert Davis looked good. He had some catches. There's one catch where Dwayne threw it to him, but he was just off the fingertips. But Robert Davis, and that 2 special muff punts by Atlanta, he was around the ball. He's causing havoc for the other team. So this guy should make the team. And honestly, he should make it over Josh Doctson. Josh Doctson only caught 1 ball against Atlanta. And man, he didn't even play that great. Honestly, I saw the news a couple of days ago, actually, too, that we tried to trade Josh Doctson the past couple of years, and no one wants him. I mean, I'm pretty sure no one would even give up a bag of Doritos for this guy as much as a draft pick or 7th or 6th. So at this point, this guy is a bust. He's labeled as a bust, and him being on the team, I just don't understand why. Reporters said that he had a good training camp, but man, it's not producing on the field. So that guy has to go, man. I'm sorry, Josh. So another thing we have to talk about, the MVP and who we really wanted to see, and we saw him produce, was our boy Darius Geis, man. I mean, 11 carries, 44 yards. He had this one screenplay that it could have gone off a lot more, but Brandon Sheriff forgot to block his man, so only got a couple of yards. But Darius Geis also had a stiff arm on a defender, an Atlanta defender. He stiff-armed the Atlanta defender. It was crazy, man. If you watch the highlights, you can see him stiff-arm that guy. It was all-around amazing. We saw what Darius Geis did. We were so amped to see him. His debut after tearing his ACL last year in the preseason game against the Patriots. I was so happy to see him, and hopefully him, AP, Chris Thompson, and the fourth spot, I think it has to go to Samaje, because I think Bryce Love was starting the PvP list, and Samaje was the only person that scored in the 19-7 win against Atlanta, so that's another thing. So yeah, Darius Geis looked amazing. I can't wait to see him play in the regular season. So we also have to talk about the first team defense. They played magnificent. I really like our first team defense. Landon Collins played great. Montez Sweat was putting pressure on Matt Ryan. It was just everybody was playing great consistently. Another big person we have to talk about is Casanova McKenzie, number 58. That guy puts pressure on the quarterback. He kind of reminds me of a Junior Gillette who previously he tore his ace Achilles 2 years ago, 2 consecutive years in a row. He tore his Achilles with us, but he's a quicker and faster version of Junior Gillette. That guy had a forced fumble with 2 sacks. That guy, him and Robert Davis, they have to make the team. I'm 99.9% sure they're making the team. These guys are great players. They're gems, man. I'm telling you, and we have to figure out that our pass rushers with Sweat, with Kerrigan, with McKenzie, we can be an elite defense if we have another player like McKenzie who can wreak havoc on the court on opposing quarterbacks who we play this year. Some other notes. That's basically it. When we talk about our offense, Case Keenum did have a fumble that game. Well, they ruled it as an interception at first, but it was actually a fumble, or I think it was the other way around, but something like that. Case played all right. It didn't really impress me. And Haskins, he played pretty good. Didn't really impress me. I mean, Haskins, I think he's more like willing to throw, like he's willing to take risks compared to Keenum, who's, I guess you can call him dinking and dunking. But big news today, we heard breaking news, guys. Jay Gruden named Case Keenum the starter, which I like this idea. I guess he thinks Case is a veteran. He knows he's a bridge quarterback right now. The big question is, when will Dwayne come and play? We don't know. I think it may be it might be week 9 to week 2 against the Cowboys if Case Keenum does terrible against the Eagles week 1. We'll see, man. But Case is our starting quarterback right now. I like the guy in 2017 with the Vikings, which is a good system. Hopefully, Kevin McConnell and Jay Gruden gives him a good system in which he can place the ball in with a good running game and with a good defense, and we can scratch some games out and win by a couple of points, like how we did last year. How we would score like maybe we would score at least 13 to 16 points a game, but our defense would step up big, and that's how we won games last year, with the run game and our defense. And Alex Smith not turning over the ball, and hopefully Case doesn't turn over the ball either. So who else should we talk about on the offense? Cam Sims. He had a one-handed catch, was incredible. I saw that. I was like, geez, man, Cam. I felt so good for Cam. I remember the first preseason game, he didn't play as great. And the second, he did have some catches. But the third is where he just went off, man. He also had this slant catch where he caught the ball, and the Atlanta Falcons defender flipped him over. And I'm pretty sure Redskins fans, when we saw that, we kind of froze because we were kind of scared at that moment. He thought he was going to get hurt or something. But, man, Cam Sims, he's definitely making this team. Another big one, Kelvin Harmon, he had a couple catches. He had this one, from Dwayne, which was pretty good. The defender was right here, and he caught it, right over the defender's shoulder. I don't know if it was back shoulder, but it was a pretty good throw by Dwayne, and great catch by Harmon. Harmon was really quiet at first, but the second and third preseason game, Bengals and the Falcons won, he's been playing great. So Harmon, Sims, they should make the team, along with Robert Davis. So some other notes. That's basically it from the game. We play the Ravens next week, so Battle of the Beltway. We'll see who plays that game. I'm pretty sure a majority of the starters would set out because then the regular season is going to happen the week after. Yeah. So we'll see. So in other news, one of my favorite Redskins YouTuber, Redskins Review, talked about how we should trade Colt McCoy for him being injury prone, as Ed Oliver and the whole Redskins community at this point should call him Bubble Boy. Redskins Review talked about how there's this quarterback in San Francisco called Nick Mullins, who is 24 currently, and he was 3-5 last year in San Francisco with a terrible system, terrible defense. It was just a rundown team and didn't know what they were doing. And the Redskins Review talked about how this guy is pretty good for a young quarterback, and I liked him too. He said, my brightness went down. He said that Nick Mullins can be a good option if we traded Colt McCoy. we can get him and maybe a 7th or 6th for Colt, because that guy's injury prone. Supposedly now he's not even going to be regular to the regular season, probably until week 3 or week 4. That's unacceptable, man. This is a big thing that goes to our better medical staff. This is a huge shot at them. I remember last year they were trying to rush him in before the playoffs. First of all, we knew well last year, after Alex Smith went down, we were not making the playoffs. We knew well. Well, I mean, we thought Colt McCoy could do it, but then when he got hurt, that's when our playoff chances just went down the drain. So what I'm saying is that was a terrible job of them trying to rush him back before the playoffs, and now he's not even ready right now. Like, that's crazy, man. This medical staff needs to be in check, man. That's crazy. And in other words, trading Colt McCoy is probably the best option. I agree with Redskins review. But this all happens if Dwayne doesn't pan out. If Dwayne pans out, forget about Nick Mullins. Dwayne Haskins is the future. We have to look at him. Currently, we have to put all our support, everything. We have to believe in this guy. He's the next big thing for us, hopefully. So anyway, that's it. That's one thing. And, a couple of days ago, too, the New England Patriots supposedly, I think this was reported by Ian Rappaport, I think, that the New England Patriots offered us the 2020 first round pick, which is basically a 2020 early second round pick. If you think about it, New England, they're always at least every year making the AFC Championship. So they're just that good. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, that's Robert Kraft, the big trio. They always make it that far. So their first round pick is really an early second round pick. So it's a good job by Bruce and Dan to decline that trade. That was a good decision. We can get Trent for way more. Rumors have it that it's either the Texans with Jadeveon Clowney and a 3rd or 4th for Trent, or a 5th and Trent for Stephon Diggs. I personally, don't get me wrong, both Stephon Diggs and Jadeveon Clowney are both game-changing players. But right now, the position that we're in need is wide receiver. We have Sweat, we have Kerrigan, and we have McKenzie who grow. Wide receiver doesn't help. Richardson, Quinn, McLaurin. By the way, McLaurin did last game against the Falcons, he did draw a pass interference in the end zone. That was pretty good. But other than that, he didn't do anything else. So McLaurin, Sims. I think I said. Let me start over. Sorry. So Sims, McLaurin, Richardson, Harmon. Okay, basically, our wide receiver core right now isn't that great. So adding Stephon Diggs would make us an elite, not elite, but our offense to a whole another level. And hopefully he has that chemistry with Case Keenum. We all know the Minnesota Miracle that happened a couple years ago against the Saints, but then the next week they got blown out by the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. So, yeah. That's just one thing. The trade, Trent, if he doesn't want to be here, which is clearly shown right now, gotta get rid of him. If you don't want to play here, you gotta leave. You just gotta leave. I love the guy, but you gotta leave. And that changes up our offense. We gotta draw. McCollum needs to know that if Williams is not there with help blocking for Case Keenum and his blind side, this offense needs to change around a little bit and make some adjustments. So, trading Trent is probably gonna be soon anyway. So, in other news, we talked about how Case Keenum's gonna be the starter. We talked about how Andrew Luck is retiring, and a rip to fantasy users that drafted him. I saw that O.J. Simpson, the convict that shouldn't have been released from prison. But anyway, that's a different topic, and hopefully a popular opinion. But anyway, O.J. drafted him, and he was talking about how, I drafted you an hour ago. Why are you retiring now? The guy he's mentally worn from the game, physically and mentally, and that's a big thing on the Colts organization. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it now. The Colts offensive line was terrible prior years compared to last year. If you can't block for the guy, what do you expect? The guy was under pressure and everything. I love the guy. Him and RG3 were supposed to rock the league, and now RG3 is a backup in Baltimore, and this guy is out of the league at 29. Much respect to him. Hopefully, he's well mentally and physically. And also, big news in the NBA. Dwight Howard, former Wizards, Grizzlies, half the league team has signed with the Lakers. So now the Lakers have a big three with LeBron, Dwight, and Anthony Davis. I'm telling you, when I mean big, they're a literal big three, guys. And I'm telling you, guys, Dwight Howard isn't washed up. He just needed to adjust it. And with a new environment like LA, who doesn't want to be in there in LA? He'll be better. This is just a good saying. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. We have to realize that Dwight Howard isn't that bad. He still is able to be a top 10 center in the NBA. So yeah, guys, that was some NBA news and majority of Redskins and NFL news. Hopefully the Lakers I'm not Lakers. I don't want. We literally gave him cap space to almost sign Kawhi. I'm so happy that didn't happen. The Wizards, when they traded for Mo Wagner, Isaac Bonga. I forgot the other person. But yeah, guys, that was basically the news for today. Thanks for tuning in.